Hi Libra, welcome to August. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and I'm getting ready to do your August Love TarotScope. And before I start, I want to call in some good energy. I hope you guys have survived July with all those eclipses and intense energy. This month should be a little bit easier. So I want to say thank you also for those who thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for those who have left comments. Keep commenting. I love reading all the comments. And for those who have ordered readings, thank you for your support. I've enjoyed working with all of you. So let's see what's going on. We have a new moon eclipse, another new moon eclipse, a solar eclipse in August in Leo, and that's favorable to Libra. And we have a full moon in Pisces at the end of the month, so I'll get into that. The new moon is on the 11th of August and the full moon is on the 26th. I'll get into that later, but let's see what the cards say for Libra. What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for the month of August? What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for the month of August? What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for the month of August? See. Okay, Two of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, King of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Death card, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Star, the Empress. Okay, this is good here. Let's see. So you start out the month with the Two of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles it's about juggling. You might be juggling a lot of projects. You're busy. Maybe you're working 2 jobs, or you're just doing a lot of stuff and you're trying to figure out how you're managing it all. Like, I don't think you can keep the juggling act up forever. At some point you're going to have to decide where to focus your energy. So it could be that you're either doing trying to balance work and home, or you're trying to balance 2 relationships. Maybe there are 2 people in your life and you're trying to figure out what direction to go in, which one to choose. You have this King of Pentacles. This can be an earth sign, and Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And if it's not the sign, it could represent someone who is very stable, very down to earth. Someone who values family, home and family, and security. Money and possessions make this person feel secure. They care very much about family. Family is very important. Sometimes the King of Pentacles can be a farmer, even. Someone who likes to deal with land. Someone who works with the land. Either as real estate, someone who works with money like accounting. He could be a banker, someone who deals with finance or money. Or it could even be an entrepreneur, someone who wants to work for themselves and wants to build something solid and stable. And you have this Emperor card here. The Emperor is, again, someone, now this could be Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio. This person is very organized, very disciplined. It could even be an ex-military guy or someone who has been in some type of military at some point in their life, and they're very regimented. They're very this is the boss card or the CEO card or the executive. So you're I feel like you're a lot of your energy this month is going to be focused on work and building something solid and stable. So if you're in a relationship, you're trying to make it stronger, or you want something solid, stable, something that's bringing security. You're trying to build something that's going to last, something that's going to give you a sense of home and family and abundance. If you're not in a relationship, then you're looking for someone like the Emperor or the King of Pentacles. You may have dealt with someone like the King of Wands is someone that you might have dealt with but is on the way out, maybe. Maybe you're becoming more independent and you're coming into your power. The Emperor could also represent something within you, that you're coming into a position of power or a position of leadership and you're feeling strong. You may have had a mentor, the King of Wands. King of Wands could be a fire sign, could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And this person is very outspoken, very honest, someone who really who likes to teach or to mentor others, someone who has a lot of business experience or a lot of experience. And they can be bossy at times, and they sometimes have bullying energy, but they just have a strong personality. They like to, when they come into a room, they make a presence. They have a presence. And I feel like, okay, this person may have been an influence in your life, but that influence is fading. So in the present situation, your mind is on maybe an earth sign, maybe someone who's a little different than this King of Wands, someone who's a little bit more down to earth, stable and steady. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, that's another card of, working at something, being at the beginning stages, like someone who's a hard worker. If you're involved with someone, they really take their job seriously and they really work hard, and they want to make something of themselves. They're trying to have a plan or a dream or a goal, and they're trying to build something. So that's either your plans, or it could be the person you're involved with is on that path, that you're involved with someone who is trying to build something or create something. Maybe you have their own business. Maybe you're thinking about having your own business, and you're dealing with, these two guys could be, maybe this is like a banker. You're trying to get a loan from a bank or something. You're dealing with money. You're dealing with finance in the month of August. The Death card. This is coming up in the future. And that, it doesn't represent death literally, but it does mean change and transformation. Your life is changing on deep levels. It means the end of one way of life and then the birth of a new life. So you may have ended a cycle or a pattern, and you're like getting ready to give birth to a new you, or step into a new cycle or a new scene. And the Death is about letting the past die, blessing it, releasing it. This King of Wands, this could be a person that is thinking about the past. He's either stuck in the past or he's thinking about the past. Maybe it was someone you were once involved in and you kind of lost touch with. But things are changing. And actually, I don't think they're changing for the bad. They're changing for the good. But while you're in it, you may not see it right now. But a part of you is dying. Like the person that you used to be is dying so that you could be reborn stronger and in a new configuration. So it's like out with the old, in with the new. And you have to clear out the old before you can allow the new to be born. But even here, you have the Eight of Cups. So it's possible that you walked away from a relationship, or you had... This is a card of walking away from something because it no longer fulfills you, and walking towards something more meaningful. So it could be a relationship ended. It had its day, and now it's over. Something ended, a cycle ended. And now you're prepared to, you're moving on. But part of your, like you're wanting more, you're wanting something that's more fulfilling. Like maybe a different type of connection, more of a soul connection. If you didn't have it in a relationship, if there was, you know, or something, you want something, or even the work that you do, you want to have a strong connection with the work that you do, something that gives meaning to your life. You might even be thinking about moving, because sometimes this card comes up when people move to a different location. But it's in your fear sector, so you're like afraid of the new beginnings, or you're afraid of you have a little like doubt about the path you're on. You're wanting to move on to something else, but at the same time you're afraid to do it. So you're hesitating. You're just maybe thinking about it. With these Two of Pentacles, you're juggling. You know, it's like, okay, what do I want? You know, which direction do I want to go in? All the balls are up in the air. And where are they going to land? So right now you might be pursuing two paths, and you know you can't keep it up forever. And at some point you're going to have to make a choice to drop one of the balls and focus on one thing and leave something behind and move on to something else. But for now, you're in the juggling act. And you might even be like pretending that everything's okay. You know, this is a card of like laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. Like you're not really letting people know what's going on with you. So you might be putting up with something and pretending everything's fine. But a part of you knows that it's not enough. Or a part of you knows that you're needing something else. You're needing something more. And you're going to, because you're changing on deep levels with the Death card. The Death card, it's not death as much as it is transformation. It's kind of like going from moth to cocoon to butterfly. So something is, you're in this process of major change. And you have a dream and you have a goal that you want to achieve. The Star is in your wish fulfillment. And you got this Knight of Swords, which could be an air sign. This is a card of your environment. So the Knight of Swords is something leaving quickly. Like something just left your environment suddenly. So that could be a relationship ended suddenly. You know, you weren't expecting it. It could also mean someone coming into your life suddenly, because this is fast energy. This could represent an air sign, Aries, Leo, not Aries, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. But it could also represent someone who is very hasty. Maybe someone who makes decisions without thinking of the consequences. So this could be someone you're dealing with, and you feel like they're not really thinking, they're jumping in before they're thinking, you know, is this the right thing to do? Because they just want change. So you might be dealing with someone who doesn't realize how their actions are affecting you. So if you have any dealings with an air sign, maybe this person wants to argue. You're fighting with an air sign. Or they're very impetuous, very impatient. And at times they can be so focused on their own goals, they don't really see what's going on around them. So you could be, and it could be a challenge. You could be meeting, I mean, if you're not in a relationship, there could be several people coming up that you could get involved with. One could be an earth sign, one could be an air sign, And maybe that's what you're juggling. For some of you, you might be juggling two different people. I feel like this relationship is kind of on its way out. So if you were involved with a fire sign, you might be dealing with new people in the future. There might be different energies coming in. And you're trying to make a decision. You know, am I happy with what I am with, who I'm with? Maybe you're with someone who was kind of you might have in the past dated someone who was like a father figure or a boss figure. Someone who was very, organized, very in control, very regimented. And now you're dealing with different energy. Things are changing. But you do have the star here. So whatever you're walking away from, you are walking toward a better dream. The star is a wish fulfillment card. So if you've always had this dream in the back of your head, like something that you've always wanted, a home and a family, being surrounded by children, being, surrounded by love and abundance, you can have that. You have the Empress here. So some of you may be thinking about having a family or having a child. Or others could be just wanting to reunite and with family, to create that to recreate your home and your family. That feeling of being home, that feeling of family. Because the Empress is the mother card. So for those of you who have never had, who really want to have a child, that could be something that happens in the future. You could, create that for yourself. For others, this could be a creative project. Something that you might start your own business or something, where you're giving birth to something, you're nurturing something. It's at the beginning stages now, but eventually it's going to lead to abundance and harvest. If you're in a relationship, because we have these two knights, so the knights can sometimes represent a relationship at the beginning stages. The king is someone that you've already known, that you know a long time, and you've had this relationship with this person. The knights are new energy. So there could be some new opportunities for relationship on the horizon. And one of them is going to fulfill a dream that you've had for a long time. It's possible it could be this earth sign, because the earth element is really strong here. You might be getting involved with someone who's an earth sign. And it may cause you to leave a relationship rather quickly. Because this is a fast energy. This is like jumping in, quick departure, quick arrival. But your goal is happiness, love, family, nurturing. You want to be with someone who's going to be there for you. It's going to be like, maybe even like a mother or a father figure. Because like the Emperor and the Empress, these are the mother and father figures. Some of you might be looking for a father figure. Some of you might be looking for a mother figure. You're wanting to be nurtured. You're wanting someone that you can depend on, someone who has your back. You're tired of these fly-by-night people, these unreliable types. You want something solid. And you want security. You want someone who's going to... So you're almost willing to give up an exciting relationship for a stable and secure relationship. Someone that's got your back. Someone who's there for you. Someone that you feel like when you're with them, you're home. Like they might remind you of a parent in some way. Like you're coming home to someone, a familiar energy. So I feel like, but with the star, I feel like you're in transition in August. I'm not sure, like these changes are not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a process because the star is here. And that's usually a wish fulfillment, but it takes a while to develop. It's not going to be overnight. It's not like, oh, I meet someone tomorrow and next week we're engaged, or, we're getting doing this or that. It's going to be a slow process, especially with this Knight of Pentacles. The Earth, you know, the Pentacle energy is slow. It's not fast. This card is fast. So there could be one person in your life that wants to move things really quickly. And you're like, you know, I don't know. And then there's the Earth sign that is wanting to just take their time. And let's just take things slow. Let's build things slowly, one step at a time, one block at a time. We don't have to rush into anything. But ultimately you will achieve the star, but it may take, you know, it's in the future. It's not like an overnight thing. It's not going to happen in August. I don't think anything's going to happen in August. I think August is a time, we're coming out of this retrograde period. Everything's still retrograde though for most of August. But things may start happening in September. But then in October and November we have retrograde energy. We have Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde again. So don't rush. Take your time. Figure out where you want to be. Figure out what you need to let go of. You know, this is a time of clearing out the closet. The Death card is about clearing things out. Clearing the past out. Dropping, you know, clearing out the dead wood. Whatever doesn't make sense in your life, whatever you don't need anymore. I mean, even physically, you could go through your house and get rid of stuff that you've had for years. And it's also in a psychological way, too. Get rid of the baggage. It's like you're preparing the garden for spring. But it's a metaphorical garden. It's the garden of your love life. You know, you're clearing out the old memories and the cobwebs of the past. And you're preparing the ground for a rebirth of love. Because I feel like there's potential, but it's not now. It's down the road. But the outcome is positive. Look at the Empress and the Star. So let's see what we have with the astrology. You've got a new moon in your 11th house, and that's conjunct Mercury. So you might be, and with Mercury retrograde, you might be hearing from some friends that you've lost touch with. You might, like the 11th house is the house of groups you belong to, your house of friendships, the house of dreams, you know, fulfilling, like it's like your bucket list. Oh, I've always wanted to do this, or I have this goal, this dream, I've had this lifelong dream I've wanted to achieve. Well, with the new moon here, and it's an eclipse, you could suddenly be on the path to achieving a dream that you've had for a long, long time. And it may start to happen. You could be reconnecting with friends from the past, friendships that you lost contact with. The second house, Jupiter's in your second house. It's bringing in luck and money, abundance. The only thing you have to be careful with Jupiter in the second house is overspending, because it's making you very optimistic, and you feel like, you know, when you're feeling happy and content with life, you're like, you know, eat, drink, and be merry, let's party, you know. So, you know, money comes in with Jupiter. Jupiter brings abundance. And so you want to be careful that you don't overspend and overdo or take on too much. Neptune's in your 6th house, and it's trining Jupiter. So, in a career section, you know, the 6th house is your house of employment. You could be having luck on the job, you know. You could find your dream job. But Neptune is also the house of, the 6th house is also the house of health. So you don't want to overwork yourself and take on too much. Because with Jupiter, you might be in danger of taking on too much. And then with Neptune, Neptune's about, if there's any kind of illness that you have to, or health issue, Neptune, it's like hard to diagnose. Neptune obscures things. So you may be feeling like, well, I don't know I'm not feeling totally energetic, but I don't know what's wrong. Doctors say I'm fine, you know. So there could be something underlying that you need to check out. Maybe you need to meditate more. When Neptune's in your 6th house, maybe you need like to do some yoga or meditation, so to recharge. It would help get, you know, because if you're overdoing it with Jupiter, Jupiter's making you take on all this work and you think like, oh, this is great, I can do it all. Maybe you need some downtime too. So you need to give yourself some time to rest. And then you have Pluto going through your 4th house. So Pluto's been in your 4th house for a while. It's transforming the very core of your being. I mean, the 4th house is your house of home. It represents your childhood experiences, the end of your life. So, and when Pluto goes through the 4th house, it has you rethinking. You know, it brings back childhood patterns. And this is a time of releasing. So it's time to release anything from the past that no longer serves you, that's been blocking you. And Pluto, it's going to transform you. So you may have some experiences, like in the house, you might be like breaking down and rebuilding. You might be remodeling your house on a physical level. But on the emotional and mental and psychological level, you're rebuilding your psyche. You know, it's transforming. You're coming to terms with childhood patterns and childhood wounds so that you can overcome the hurdle and transform in the process. Pluto is also affecting this new moon in some way. It's an inconjunct aspect. So there could be some issues from childhood that are preventing you from going after a dream, from fulfilling a dream, from reaching out. Because the new moon, it's gonna change your friendships. You might be connecting with different types of people. Maybe old friendships fall by the wayside and you're making new friends that better represent who you are after this transformation. And with Pluto, you might have some power struggles at home with the people who want you to stay the same. And because you're changing. So the full moon in Pisces happens on August 26th. It's not an eclipse, it's just a regular full moon. And that falls in your 6th house. And it's activating your 6th, 12th house axis. So that, again, has to do with psychology. You know, your psyche. The hidden parts of yourself. You're confronting the shadow. You're confronting your psychological blocks. Like, what's holding me back? What patterns in my life do I need to release that are not productive? You know, how do I need to change the way I approach things? The way I approach work? The way I approach health? You're ready to put down roots. You got Saturn in the 4th house. And Uranus is in your 8th house. That's the house of intimacy. It's the house of sex, death, and transformation. So you could receive an inheritance suddenly, like money just comes in or support from nowhere. I mean, with Uranus, you never know what's going to happen. And there is a grand trine connected, a grand Earth trine connected with this full moon. So you have the Sun in the 12th, Saturn in the 4th, Uranus in the 8th, and Venus is in Libra, your sign. So you're going to be really charming. August, you're going to be attracting people in August. What you do with it is another story. You may not be, but you're going to not be, you're going to be making some decisions because there will be people coming in or opportunities for relationship in August. But because you're changing, you want to take your time in making a decision because the person you are now you're transforming into something else. So your needs may change along the way. So you don't want to rush into anything. But at the same time, you know you need more. You know you want something else. So just take your time and enjoy August. Don't make any major decisions just yet. And maybe dig up those shadows. Confront those demons. Release those bad negative self-talk or the way we, like, you know, we're our own worst enemies sometimes, or the way we self-sabotage. You're going to be like dealing with psychological issues in August, especially, and they may come to fulfillment at the end of the month with the full moon. Either you wake up and realize you see it, because the full moon brings things to the surface. So if there's anything hidden, the truth will come out, especially since your 12th house is highlighted. So if you've got anything, like any secrets or anything that that you haven't been willing to face. When Venus is in your first house, you look beautiful. You are very charming, and Libra is charming naturally, but you're going to be even more charming when Venus is in your first house. And when Venus actually crosses the ascendant, it usually brings a new romance or potential for love. So it's on for you. You have the ability to manifest a dream in August, but it's just the beginning, especially with the eclipse. The eclipse may set the spark. It's like the initial seed, but that's going to be developing over the next 6 months until the next eclipse. So take your time, Libra. Figure out what you need to let go of. Figure out what you need to move away from. Figure out who you need to move toward. What do you need to do to manifest this dream and to give you the love and the abundance that you need, the nurturing that you need, the home, building the home that you've always wanted. It's possible for you. But you may have to confront some of the shadow before you can release it. But I have faith that you can do it, and I think the future is going to be the future is going to end in you're going to be in a good place after you go through this transformation. So that's my forecast for August, Libra. I hope this reading was a help to you, and I wish you health and wealth and love and the courage to make changes. And if you want a private reading, you can just click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, enjoy August, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.